questions I get on Wattpad all the time is, how do I get so many reads on my books, especially the ones that are new that I've just put out? So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tell you the steps that I personally follow when I have a new story and I want to get the right readers for my book. So if that's something you'd be interested in learning about today, then keep watching. Tips, a little bit about myself. My name is Shelby Painter. I am 25 years old and I have been on Wattpad for about 2 years now. Yes, I know it is not pronounced Wattpad. I think it is supposed to be like Wattpad, but I have a really hard time saying that, so Wattpad it's gonna be. But I've been there 2 years. I have about 13,000 followers. I have about 10 books that I've written over the last 2 years, and I have 3 million reads on my most popular book, Roses for Rachel. It has been #1 in vampire category multiple times and been in the top 10 on the vampire category for months consecutively, which thank you to everybody who has read it. Y'all are amazing. Your comments give me life. I love it. Your support is everything, and without it I wouldn't be doing this right now. So one of the biggest questions I get all the time is about how to get more reads and how to get more followers and how to put your story out there and get people to actually come read it, because there's so many options on Wattpad that sometimes even if you've got a fantastic book, it can get lost. So without further ado, let's just get to it. Step 1. Okay, so step 1. You have written a chapter or a book that you are ready for people to see, and you have done the super scary part of publishing it on Wattpad. And now you want readers to come and find it, but they're not just going to come and find it 9 times out of 10. Yes, it is possible to get a few, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about lots of readers that are going to come and read your stuff. So what I personally like to do is when I have a new story, especially if it's a different subject, like I know that because Roses for Rachel is super popular and it's a vampire story, if I post another vampire story, I can feel pretty certain that the people that read my Roses for Rachel are going to come read that. But I have a teen fiction book now that's obviously nothing like my vampire book. So what you would do is you would look up on the hot list and you would go to click on teen fiction. And within the teen fiction section, within the top 10 books, you just pick something that's similar to yours. Like with mine, you've got the 2 main characters hate each other, and eventually we all know they're gonna fall in love, but right now they hate each other, which is a pretty popular thing. So you just look for something similar to yours. So any story on that hot list that sounds similar enough to yours that you think that someone who enjoys reading that book is definitely gonna like reading yours. So you just shoot that person a message. Anybody in the comments, you can look through those comments and there will be people that have posted 15 comments within the last hour, especially on super popular books, which is why I suggest looking in the hot list. But you just find someone who's super active on Wattpad already. They love to read. They are already going to be interested in what your subject matter is, and you just shoot them a message. And sorry, I don't know how to breathe. And what I would usually say would just be like, hey, I found you in blah 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 book. I noticed that you really like it. I personally have just written a book, blank the title, and it's about blah 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 blah. You kind of just give them like the short little pitch, and then you just be honest. You say, I'm looking for new readers and opinions on it. If you could read it and let me know what you think, that would be amazing. If not, that's totally cool too, but I just thought I'd ask, is literally how I would word mine every single time. And 9 times out of 10, the person would respond because they're on Wattpad, like they're active. You have checked to make sure. You can look on the date and their activity to see when the last time that person posted a comment or did something on Wattpad was. Like, you pick people that you know are active and that are excited to be on Wattpad reading. And so you just shoot them the message, and a lot of times they're gonna say yes. Like, I had very few that went unresponsive or that would say they didn't have time. And so that is a great way to get people on there, because those people are the ones that will get on your book. They will read everything you've got there, and they will comment on every paragraph. That is the type of person you want, because people see those people commenting on your book and they're building your reads up and you've got a lot of comments on it, then they're going to be like, okay, well, let me look and see what this book's about. Let me check it out. So that is a fantastic. It works for me every time. I mean, I'll maybe just send out 10 messages of a, hey, I'm looking for new readers and opinions on this. Could you check it out? And out of those 10 people, they come and they leave comments, and then that just gets the ball rolling on getting other people to come. So step 1, that is definitely one of my top tips for anybody that has ever asked me. I always say that that's definitely what you should do. So that was really long-winded, and I didn't breathe most of the way through that. Anyway, on to step 2. Alright, step 2, super simple. It's going to be short, sweet, to the point. If you're not already doing this, you should be, because it's basically, you should already know to be doing this. So, but if you're not, you don't know, I'm going to drop some little information for you that the number 1 way to get support on Wattpad is to be supportive on Wattpad. That means you're reading other people's books, you're commenting in other people's books, you're sharing other people's books, and by doing that, just because, not because you're asking for anything in return, not like read for reads where you're like, hey, I'll read your book, but if you read mine, but I'm only gonna read yours if you read mine, because that comes off kind of salty and like shady and shifty and like other S words. I don't really personally like that, but if you're just doing it because you're a nice person, which you should be a nice person on Wattpad, because it's amazing community, there's so many nice people, there's so much talent, it's not hard to be supportive on Wattpad. That's what you should be doing. When you're being supportive to other people, they're gonna support you back. That's just the truth, and 9 times out of 10, that's gonna work for you. And really, that should have been step 1, support to be supported, and just to be a decent human being. Alright, step 3. Alright, so my third and final tip is kind of just gonna round out and kind of goes hand in hand with the first 2 on how you're gonna get more followers and readers and support on Wattpad. And so my third tip is that you should be being active yourself. Like, not just reading other people's stuff, but you should be engaging with your readers. When someone reads your book, you need to shoot them a message or respond to their comments, or like just anything. When I would get new followers, I can't do it as much now because God love you all, that there's just so many of them that come in at once now, and I have so many notifications that I can't do it. But when you're first starting out, the nicest thing you can do is when someone follows you is to thank them. Like, hey, thank you so much for following me. I hope you like my work. Literally is what I say. I still try to do this. I really do, I swear. But it's a little harder now that I've gotten so much more success. But if you want success too, to where you can't reply to people anymore, this is what you should do. You should always try your hardest to respond to everything. I used to, every single comment I would respond back to. Every single follow, I would shoot them a message. Thank you so much for following me. Every single time somebody would add my book to their reading list, even, I would post on their profile, hey, thank you so much for adding blah 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 to your reading list. I really hope you enjoy it. Like, if you're active, people are wanting to be more engaged with you also. Like, you should always be being as friendly and as supportive and just as nice as you can be to everybody on Wattpad, especially the ones that are like going out of their way to do nice things for you, like reading your book, because that's awesome. Thank you to everyone who read my book, all of them. There are a few of you that have actually read all of them. Thank you especially to you. But that is just honestly just what I do. Like, when people ask, how do you get more readers? How do you get more followers? How do you do this? That's literally it. Those are my 3 tips on what I do. I like to check the hot list, find some readers that are going to support my book, and get the ball rolling on getting some more comments and more people interested. Then I like to always make sure that I am being supportive of others. And then third, I just always try to be as active as possible. Even now, and as hard as it is to me to keep up with it now, where I have thousands of notifications a day that can be really overwhelming, I try really hard to always at least read through comments. So if you're commenting on my book and I'm not responding, don't think it's not because I haven't read it, because I really do genuinely try to read at least everything, and I respond almost 100% to every message. So if you want to get in contact with me, that's the best way to do it. Message me, because those are a lot easier. I get less of those than I do of everything else. But message me or write on my wall. I don't know if it's called a wall on Wattpad. It might be just like your profile. But I always try to engage with the people who are reading my work. That is like something so big that you can do, because that makes them even more excited about what they're doing for you. Like, they're reading your book and they're loving your characters and they want to talk about it. You should be there to be ready to talk about it. You want to talk to me about Castrum de Pestra any day, I am right here to talk about it. Like, that's just what you should be doing. So, whew, dog hair. Alright, that was really long-winded, but that was my step 3, and that was steps 1, 2, and 3 on how to get some more readers, followers, whatnot on Wattpad. If you like this really long-winded ranting video with dogs and kids in the background, then don't forget to hit the like button, follow, subscribe, whatever it's called on YouTube. I am not a YouTuber. This is out of my element, but I have so many people that have asked me to do this that it just felt wrong to keep saying no. So here it is. Here I am. If you liked it, awesome. If it helps you, awesome. If you want to see more videos of me awkwardly talking too fast and then running out of air, then comment. Let me know what you want to see. If you want to learn about different ways of writing techniques, that's my dog scratching over there. Just, you know, whatever you want to see, I'm here. I, within reason, will try to do it. So thank you 1,000 times for everybody who reads my books. Thank you 1,000 times to everyone who has watched this really long, awkward video. And thank you. Just thank you. All right, that's it. Knock my books down, I will cut you. However much you're going to start out with, and I already don't like this, so I would do all the time. Therapy, really? I have too many dogs. So basically, why do I keep saying so basically? I don't know what I'm saying after that. Ah! And you'll see all these people that I don't know where I'm going with this. Should do a dog video instead of a informational video.